Word sorts are a great strategy to use in your classroom when you're learning about words, because what they do is they compare and contrast what students are going to be noticing in words. So we've already said that noticing is a really important part of a spelling environment. So if you have when you're learning about words, if you have one particular pattern that you're learning, often children go, oh yes, I know that pattern. But if you contrast that to a similar but different pattern, suddenly they're going, oh, I need to look more closely at the word. For example, if you were looking at the pattern X, so noticed in a book there was some E-C-K, like deck, words, and the children have brainstormed some of these out of a book that they've perhaps been learning, and they think they've got that pattern, and then you introduce and say to them, but how would that be different to the word leak? And there's double E-K. So now we've actually posing a problem to them that makes them notice more closely the pattern that's in the word. And this is a really important part right through school to help children see how is this group of words alike and how are they different, and helps children to make those logical decisions and to build a hypothesis or generalisation about how words work. Another example might be when you're learning about adding suffixes to a base, say an inflectional suffix of ing, and so you'll give them some words like jumping and compare it to running. So if you gather these words together, children have to look very closely to see how they're the same and how they're different, to see if they can come up with some generalisations about the patterns that they're noticing. So word sorts will help children to categorise their understanding, but they give you a window into students' understanding about what they're doing when they're sorting and what they're noticing and what they're not noticing, so that you can plan your next teaching. In fact, what you can do is provide another word in a particular word sort if a child hasn't noticed the generalisation that has that. So bring another word in that's like skipping and say, well, so how does that fit with what you've just decided in your word sort. Importantly, in word sorting though, it's really important that students are recording their thinking. What did you notice?